You're listening to We're Going Streaming podcast, and we are on Twitter at going_streaming.
Hi guys, how's it going?
Good.
Welcome back to our second episode of We're Going Streaming. I'm here with my comrades Matt and Brian.
Hello.
Hey.
So, just a quick reminder of what we're doing here. Right now, what we're doing is we are deep diving into the different streaming services. Right now, we are on Netflix, and we're trying to find shows that aren't very well recognized or given as much love as, like Ozark, Stranger Things, those critically acclaimed shows that most people know about. Trying to bring some love to the stuff that just gets forgotten about, So, first order of business here.
Shout out Ozarks.
Yeah, this is like the second episode.
We're going to do a full Ozarks episode.
Yeah, we're going to do a full Ozark episode, and every time I mention Ozark, we take a shot.
I like that, actually.
Oh, no, it's great. But anyway, so on a quick side note, tonight's theme for our episode is love, because if you didn't know what was going on in the world, we have a COVID pandemic going on, and it's kind of friend Allie and Kevin's wedding that was supposed to be today. So this episode is mostly dedicated to Allie and Kevin.
All right.
Hopefully you forgive us for laughing at it a little bit.
No, I wasn't laughing.
Allie and Kevin, we love you. Allie and Kevin, we love you.
Yes, we
hope
do.
To see you at your wedding next year.
Oh, God. It would have been tonight. We'd be at a wedding right now.
Yeah.
We'd be
right now.
We'd be nice
Killer.
and lit right now.
Killer.
Totally 100% just trashed out of our asses. I should cut back on the cursing because we were yelled at by all our respective mothers for it.
Yeah, the mom said we said fuck too much.
Yeah. Too many fucks.
And that's number one.
Too many
that's
fucks
number
given.
two.
Should we just say it like now? Just get it out of the way.
just make sure we understand the definition of the word.
Fuck.
Anyway.
Okay, never mind. Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, so now that we've got all the business out of the way, the main thing I want to seek into right now is what we're going to start doing. Most people, once they review a show, they move on, blah, blah, blah. But we thought that we should go back and review each other's shows, like actually go and watch each other's shows that we recommended last episode to see if we actually agree with the ratings or not. So, I'd like to start off with mine. Brian, I tried to watch Hardcore Henry. I'm going to be totally honest with you.
Oh.
I got severe motion sickness. I got 20 minutes in. I spent the rest of the night on the toilet. I spent the night over the toilet trying to puke. I'm
Holy
sorry, the motion. I have severe motion sickness. I couldn't do it. I tried.
I mean,
It seemed like-
we discussed that, and I thought that we were like, yeah, you wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah.
I tried.
I think he wanted to see Charlton Copley.
Oh boy.
I wanted to see Charlton Copley do his thing.
Apologies,
And
Charlotte.
unfortunately, I couldn't do it. I tried. I gave it a good college try. That's the best I could do.
Yeah, but did you try it with a VR headset on?
I don't think it would have made a difference. I think I would have been violently ill either way.
But did you
I think it
try
would've been worse? That was a joke.
But did you try it? Did you take some Dramamine and then watch it?
Ooh. Take the Benadryl challenge, bro.
I don't do drugs, guys.
Okay.
Oh.
Anyway.
I'm drug free.
So
how far did you get? Did you get 15 minutes in? Too much?
20 minutes.
It's shaky.
Oh my
as
god.
fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm super shaky. However,
It's like the first time you saw Cloverfield.
Yeah,
You were like,
it was about as bad.
Yeah.
Or an episode of The Office.
That's also true.
Yeah.
That was also very true. I have a problem with The Office, too. It's a motion sickness.
Yeah, it's a shaky cam. It's a shaky cam. Okay. Yep.
Bastards. Anyway, so I got to Matt's movie,
Oh, you watched
And-
both?
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did.
Okay.
I watched Matt's movie, and I'm going to say something here real quick. I'm going to take Matt's rating and bump it up a notch. I'm going to take it to a 4.5.
Ooh. Wow, really?
Interesting.
Okay.
Because I was really surprised. It was a really phenomenal movie. I actually sat down and actually downloaded onto my Spotify playlist some of Blaze Foley's music.
Awesome.
Wow.
Like, it was, I was actually really charmed and touched by the movie. And I'm really sad that we lost what could have been a great country legend.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, I'm not a big country guy. You can ask Matt and Brian. I'm very much into my metal, into my punk rock, into my various tastes in music. There's pretty much no country on my playlist, but Blaze Foley made it onto my musical playlist. So I just want to start off right off the bat just saying Blaze is absolutely 100% a movie you should watch.
That's awesome.
Whether you're a country fan or not, you should watch it. So, anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looks like Brian thinks
So I'm going
differently.
to follow that up because I
Oh,
watched
God.
Blaze.
Here we go, the movie nerd.
I'm going to take. I'm going to take
the
your
acting wasn't actually that great.
Okay. You're close. But I'm going to take your half bump and I'm going to knock it down 3/4 of a bump. Because okay. Let me at least say this. The acting is very good. Everyone in it is fucking great. The music is great, which were two things you said.
Right.
The pacing is rough.
Okay.
Like, just the way the story is told. And Ethan Hawke hasn't exactly directed a lot of movies, and his brother, Ryan Hawke, hasn't produced a ton.
Speaking of Ryan.
Oh, sorry, edit. That's actually his wife.
And
Good callback.
also his former nanny.
Hold on. What?
His
His
nanny?
former... She used to be his nanny. Used to take care of Maya Hawke and their other kid when Ethan and Uma were still dating or still married. I'll let you put 2 and 2 together for that one.
Interesting.
Uma
So
Yeah,
Ethan
I'll-
Hawke is like the Woody Allen. Okay, never mind.
Oh. Or Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's rough. Or Schwarzenegger. Or Jude Law. Remember? Jude Law cheated on when he was married to Sienna Miller with their fucking maid as well.
Who's the other British guy?
Why do these like
Wow.
super attractive guys who are married to super attractive girls like just fuck their maids? Sorry, Mom.
They just like the French maid outfits they wear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
not, that's
Anyway, sidetrack.
disregard.
Yeah. Blaze, no. Music was awesome. Acting was incredible, but the pacing was rough. Like Ethan Hawke's, he's a new director.
Mhm.
He hasn't directed one other thing before this, maybe. I think I looked it up, and now I don't know why I can't
I'm not
remember.
even sure.
But yeah, and like Pat said, just the music. But Pat, it's a different kind of country. That's like kind of like a blues country. Like I think if you listen to like some Chris Stapleton and stuff like that, like you'd be like, okay, this is
It's like-
little. It's
Yeah,
different.
I mean,
it's different.
It's
I
the
mean,
stuff
I'll be
they
honest.
don't play on the radio, but like they still
100%.
make.
100%. Yep.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a big... I, for the most part, hate modern country. Modern country is
Yeah.
awful for my personal preferences, and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
I get you.
But I'm
I said,
glad-
for whatever reason, this,
I'm with you
this
on
like
that,
touched
Pat.
me a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I'm glad I saw it, and like you, I was like, oh yeah, God, I want to listen to more of this kind of music.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
yeah.
But I will agree with you on pacing. Pacing was definitely
Matt
very,
won
very rough.
episode 1, okay? Matt fucking won episode 1. Like his movie
did.
was way better than our movies, which is actually kind of fun because sometimes we're just picking these movies out of a search hat.
Right. Yeah.
And so maybe we should do that. Should we have like a point system? Like let the audience vote on who wins the
Oh, that would-
episode?
yeah.
Oh,
Okay,
actually, that
okay.
would be fun.
Okay.
All right.
I like it.
Let's do that.
Whoever wins this episode, sound off in the comments or tweet at us.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's
What's
the
the Twitter
Twitter?
handle?
Oh,
At going streaming.
at
Going
going
underscore
underscore
streaming.
streaming. Yeah.
At going underscore
Yes.
streaming.
At going
streaming.
underscore streaming. Yeah.
And then, of course,
Yeah.
on
If
Facebook,
you see
we're
a picture
Going
of a
Streaming.
shirtless Kevin Bacon, you know you're there.
Yeah. Ignore the other one that's got like weird pink designs and black purses and stuff. I don't know what that one is. That's not us.
Pink and black. Yeah. That's. Oh yeah. That doesn't exist. Why would you even bring that up? Okay.
Yeah. All right. We'll edit that out. So we're going from
Wait, Matt, did you
a movie you guys enjoyed.
Wait, Matt, did
Well,
you watch
hold on.
Blues Brothers? You said you watched
All right,
Blues Brothers,
yes.
right? Oh, okay.
So I watched. Yeah, I've already seen Hardcore Henry like years ago,
Right.
and agree with pretty much everything you said, except how you said Sharto Copley's last name.
Oh, gotcha.
Busted.
Yeah, you did. So I did. Yeah.
An enunciation versus a fucking sex. Yeah, let's. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Yeah. So I made the unfortunate decision to watch Blues Brothers, and I rarely say this, but Pat, you were 100% correct. It was terrible. Like, I mean, no offense to the actors, the acting was okay. Just find a better show.
I'm gonna make you feel bad. Mike Castle, the one who plays Adam.
Yeah.
Adam, whatever. Yeah, Adam. Mike Castle. He's a Chicago native.
Yeah, but he went to Brother Rice, so nobody cares.
Oh,
God. Yeah, nobody likes Brother Rice.
I'm only saying that because that's where my dad and all my uncles went. So
we're Southside Public.
Shout out Brother Rice, kind of. No.
Southside.
It's your hush puppies. But yeah, so here's a few notes I had on it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
I put less original than Beer Fest. Or no, I put it was a less original Beer Fest. Okay. I said it maybe would have been a good show in 2007.
I can see that. Yeah, actually, that would,
because a lot of the jokes were just like there were jokes that I've heard like many a time, and then also I feel like they put too much information. Like they were trying to impress beer nerds, or as I said last episode, beer nerds. But I did, yeah. Well, I slip up, but they just it's like they were trying to impress them. They were talking about like certain German things and just
yeah,
they just threw too much information in there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, they had like the both extreme stereotypes of like head brewers.
Yeah,
like the one guy that's just kind of like a stickler, like a cicerone, and then the other guy that's just like, hey, whatever, I got a beard.
Let's make some beer.
I wear flannel. I can brew beer.
Yeah, sounds.
But
about
it was
right.
Yeah. So I got in that first episode. I was almost going to just turn it off, but you kept saying,
you weren't the only one.
You were like Flula Borg shows up in like the 4th episode.
Oh, right.
I didn't even make the 4th episode.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
I literally I gave up.
I will straight up. I put myself through 6 episodes of it just to make sure that I was like, I hated it. Yeah, like I said, Flula Borg and the guy who plays Chewie are probably about the only ones that are like solid that I could sit there and go back and rewatch. Otherwise, everything else is like, ugh, too much. But Mike Castle did do the one thing he wanted to do. He made sure we hated his character.
So he was the douchey guy? He was like the guy that would dress like an Amish like farmer?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
He was our beer cicerone that nobody really likes nobody really likes cicerone.
Well, that's what they kept saying. That was like the ongoing joke in the series. Yeah.
It's really not.
No, it's
it's funny to make fun of it, but it's not it's not actually funny.
It's bad.
It's pretty bad.
And I'm sorry to the guy that went to Brother Rice.
Are you sorry to him, or are you apologizing to the audience that had to watch it?
But you went to Brother Rice, so go fuck yourself.
Yep.
All right. Anyway,
about to get some mean tweets now.
That's gonna be fun.
Good. I'm looking forward to it. So now that we've covered that, we're gonna try and make that a episode thing where we sit there and rewatch each other's movies or episode or TV shows depending on what's going on, just to see if we can confirm or like it or not.
Oh, we'll announce the winner. Like Matt won
And
episode 1.
Yeah,
Matt definitely won episode 1 without question. Like that was hands down solid winner versus our other two choices.
But unless like a bunch of Brother Rice alums get on their Twitter poll, I feel like I'm not going to win it.
They're going to rally behind Pat.
Yeah.
Be like, Bruce Brothers is a fucking American classic.
Their maroon polos.
It's an American classic. You mean fake news like everything else is going on right now?
Yeah.
Boom.
There's 17-inch foreheads.
Oh. All right.
Moving on. Peyton Mannings. Okay, yeah.
Moving on.
Classic Peyton Fivehead.
So
Wojo's. I mean, Wojo's
all right.
hot dogs. 60-day shakes.
All right. Moving on. So, we're going to talk about our picks for this episode now.
Whoop, whoop.
And we're going to start with Matt.
Oh.
Matt, tell us about your movie or TV show.
Call. Yeah. So, like Pat mentioned earlier, this episode is about love.
Mm.
And when you hear the word love, what's the first thing you think of? For me, it's cocaine. Because you get the same feeling. You know, your heart beats.
Real quick, Brian made a crude gesture, and I sat there and went like beer. That was love right there.
Okay, we're all in different
love, sex, and
wavelengths. But yeah, with cocaine, I mean, cocaine and finding someone you love, you kind of get the same symptoms. You know, your heart races, you get sweaty palms. You end up in a casino in Peoria, Illinois, where you just can't find your way home. So that's why I chose White Girl as my movie. How I found White Girl? I just searched, I wrote down love, because it was originally planned that I was going to review this Gaspar Noé film called Love.
Oh, God, I wish.
Oh, God.
Which starts, if you've ever seen it, you probably know what we're talking about. The beginning scene is, it wakes you up, to put it nicely.
It's an interesting movie. If you haven't seen it, you should.
You
should watch it.
Our official and unofficial category of first impression is a fucking home run for Gaspar Noé's Love.
Well, that's pretty much every film he does.
Yeah, touche.
Gaspar Noé fan club.
I'll give you that one.
Okay, so this
go ahead and
movie.
Continue, Matt.
All right, give me. What is it?
This movie is about, believe it or not, two young white girls that moved to, get this, because this has never been done in movies before, New York City.
What?
Yes. Yeah.
No way.
So they moved to New York City. And then the one girl, she actually played by Morgan Saylor, who is from Chicago.
Oh,
she actually went to the University of Chicago. Yeah. So she's like the main character. And she makes, she sees these three guys standing outside their apartment. 3 Hispanic guys, and of course, in 2016, she just assumed 3 Hispanic guys smoking cigarettes, they're going to deal drugs. This is just bad stereotypes in this movie.
Not wrong. We all grew up on the South Side. She's not totally wrong.
Yeah, but
all right, go ahead.
We got, drug dealers of different sorts.
Honestly, just 3 guys on a porch anywhere is they
right.
probably
Yeah, that's true.
Will sell you.
Yeah,
okay.
3 times you're hanging out. Yeah. So either way, so she goes up to them and she asks where they can score some blow for street name, White Girl. Shout out Young Jeezy.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
And so the guy kind of insults her, and she goes away, and then they kind of strike up a friendship, and they kind of start a relationship of sorts, and then the guy gets set up by an undercover cop, and her whole goal from then on is to free him, to get a lawyer. And she gets this really expensive lawyer, played by Chris Noth, or Noth? Chris Noth? The guy that was big in Sex and the City, who's also in The Good Wife.
Oh, Mr. Big?
Mr. Big?
Yes, Mr. Big, yes.
Oh.
So she gets
the
him.
fact I know that is disturbing.
Oh, me and
She
Pat.
it's not, Pat. You're a big fan of
Mr.
Grey's
Big?
Anatomy too, so
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
it makes sense.
Am
for
I?
Wheelhouse.
I just-
prove it.
come on. We're cultured. Shut up.
But either way, yeah. So he's like this, really expensive lawyer, and she just tries to get him to get her friend, which she wouldn't admit it was her boyfriend. She would just say it was her friend, out of jail for dealing cocaine and this and the other, and it kind of dives into how like a white person can murder somebody and kind of get not get away with it, but get less time than like a Latino selling drugs. Like, so it kind of has a little bit of a message, but without ruining the ending, it just kind of goes from there. So it's just white girl making friends with a drug dealer. He goes to jail. She tries to get him out. Yeah.
Meanders into the end.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cocaine use, believe it or not. Like maybe more than Scarface. I don't know. Wow. I'm just saying that.
All right.
I think even the notes when I watched it, I put. Hold on, let me flip to these.
On a quick side note, on Scarface, do you think that was real cocaine?
A desk?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Probably like bacon or some shit.
It put.
There was a bigger mound in Pacino's trailer.
I think I think they had a bigger mound in the trailer, like for Belushi and Aykroyd on Blues Brothers. And Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think they had a separate budget for cocaine at that movie.
The set of Caddyshack says "Hold my beer."
Oh.
But yeah, so in the notes, back to what I was saying before, I just literally just have a bullet point where it just says lots of cocaine and nudity. So,
oh wow,
okay.
There's about to be a theme in this episode, boys.
So, like, if your parents aren't doing anything and you want to watch a movie with them,
so
don't watch this one.
So at the end of the day, what
can I watch it with my 5-year-old
it?
daughter? Okay, go ahead.
I mean, freedom of choice, but I wouldn't. My rating for it?
Yeah.
Yeah, what would be your rating for it, Matt?
I gave it a 3 out of 5. Okay. It had a
Well,
very
high.
indie feel. There were some things that just kind of, I don't know. I'm very easy on the ratings. I'm very easy on the ratings, but this is not a movie I'm going to want to watch again. Where, like, Blaze, I would watch that again and be okay with it. Like, this one, like, Blaze, I watched, like, 3 or 4 times before our last podcast. This one,
shit!
I watched once, and that was enough for me.
Okay.
So,
all right,
yeah. Well, so Brian was talking about cocaine and sex. So, should we go to you?
Yeah, I think.
Is that what we're just doing? That's what you're. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna switch to Brian now.
All right. All right. Good.
Give us your movie and.
Good, because I've been fucking dying to talk about this movie to somebody. So, in honor of Allie and Kevin and all that, my search for a deep dive Netflix was love. Some form of love, some form of romance. I use our little cheat code and all that fun stuff to figure out my way, to something. And I found Elisa E. Marcela. In American, that's Elisa and Marcela, if you're listening to this and a total fucking moron. But
wow.
Brother Rice.
Aggressive.
Yeah. If you're from Brother Rice and you're listening to this, that's Elisa and Marcela in English. But
Just kidding. We love Brother Rice.
Which we don't. Which immediately,
We really don't.
my
I'm gonna say that because my dad went there. So
okay, good for you.
You have your thing. I have mine.
Okay. He'll catch you outside.
Cat?
Catch me outside. How about that?
Boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Okay, I'm deleting this entire episode. So right off the bat, I mean, this automatically fits the criteria of one of my favorite type of movies, and that's movies with more than one woman's name in the title. Elisa and Marcela, and Thelma and Louise, Martha, Mary, May, Marlene, which I think was all the same person, but still multiple women's names.
Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Okay, those are not. That's men. Romy, Michelle. Julie and Julia.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's about it. But anyway, so okay. Let me tell you guys about Elisa and Marcela. So this is based on a true story. This is based on a 100% true story about probably, well, I guess technically almost the oldest recorded data of same-sex marriage.
Oh, okay.
So this movie is in black and white, and it's by the director's name is, and I'm probably gonna butcher it, but Isabel Cochet, I think. She's a Hispanic filmmaker, pretty renowned. I mean, tons of awards and nominations. So anyway, the story of Elisa and Marcela is these two women who met while they were in like school at a young age, like high school-ish, and basically they kind of fell in love. And they eventually like tried to live together and share their romance and have their love in 1901 Spain.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, so when I say that this is one of the oldest same-sex marriages in the history on record, that's like post-Rome, obviously. Because like Rome had a whole lot of, this and that going on. I mean,
right.
So, I mean, basically what I'm saying is obviously Christianity killed same-sex love for fucking centuries. And, it still existed though. Like they can't.
Right.
Anyway, let's not diverge on religion. But, so this is 100%. This movie is literally listed as an LGBTQ movie. Obviously based on a true story. It's in black and white. Netflix will try to give you the dub version early. Please do not do that. Please switch it to the original Spanish language version with subtitles. It's so much better. Like,
just
don't
any movie with the dub.
Agree. You don't have to do that unless, like we discussed before, some kind of funny kung fu movie or maybe, something where the dub. You're right, Kung Fu Hustle, number one example. But basically, where they're purposefully doing a dub to make it better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I like this movie started and it was dubbed, and I was like, "Holy God, this is awful." Switch it to the Spanish language version. Okay, so anyway, it's a Spanish language film. So the story of Elisa and Marcela is why it's one of the oldest, I guess, on record accounts of same-sex marriage is because in 1901. Okay, so the story is Marcela Gracia Ibias kind of went to school and met an older school kid, Elisa Sanchez Loriga, and they developed a friendship, they developed a relationship, and eventually they fell in love. But obviously, same-sex relationships were not even just completely outlawed, but according to people who were worshiping the Bible in the early 1900s, where they're going to throw stones at you in the corner of a street. So basically what they did was Elisa created an alternate persona based on a cousin of hers who had died in a shipwreck. And she took on the persona of Mario Sanchez so that she could legally marry Marcela and they could live together forever as a couple. This is based on a true story, by the way. Like, this is amazing. So yes.
She was playing off?
Yes.
So she Milan'd it.
She 100%, but like better, but like more advanced in 1901. Like she She basically like created this story that like Elisa that like just like left. She left the village. She was gone forever. Blah blah blah, and they went like months. Marcela was just like living alone together or living alone by herself in Spain, doing nothing, trying to be courted by guys, but clearly she's a lesbian, so she was like cordially fending them off and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then months later, Elisa emerged again, but now she is Mariel Sanchez. She's playing a man. And the story is she's Elisa's cousin, who when Elisa left, she's still her cousin of Marcela, and the stories and blah, 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 and then came here to marry her. And they got married. Like the church of, fuck. It's in Galicia. I think the technical county is like Coruña or something like that. But it's in Galicia, Spain. But basically, like the priest was like Elisa went as Mario Sanchez to the church and like convinced the priest, that she's a man and she wants to marry Marcela. Wow. And they did it. In 1901.
That's crazy.
Crazy. You know when same-sex became legal in Spain?
No.
2005.
Jesus.
No.
This was like 100 years later. Like these two duped these guys. Well, and that's part of the fun of this is like it was never annulled. So
right.
Man, so it's really hard for me to talk about this movie without spoiling too much. But so what happened was like eventually, so they did this, they got married. The local town and villagers eventually realized that this is horseshit. That's Elisa. We know what's going on. We're gonna fucking bust your ass. So they fled to Portugal, where eventually they went to jail. All right, like I said, I'm gonna spoil too much of this movie. Okay, so oh god. Okay, so here's what. Are we doing categories yet? how do I do this?
No, we haven't gotten a character. So
all right, I'm gonna save the category. So this is a synopsis of this movie, and it's based on a fucking true story, and all of this is true. That I'm telling you right now, it's true. 1901. These two women. There's one account of there's one account older than this of a same-sex marriage, and I will explain that later. But this is literally one of the oldest on-record same-sex marriages ever, because the Catholic Church actually never annulled. So when they tried to bust Elisa, basically, they were like, look, we know you're a woman. This is nonsense. You're deceiving the Catholic Church. They tried to do like a medical exam. Elisa hit them with hermaphrodite. And they were like, oh, like, we don't have any sort of like scientific way to test any of that. So, okay. Like they almost bought it. They bought it. You know what I mean? Oh. And I don't want. I mean, this is a historical record, so I don't care if I'm fucking ruining it. You should watch this movie anyway.
Wait, where's Pat's horn?
Yeah,
are you gonna spoil some things?
Yeah, right. Get it?
Yeah,
but
he's
no,
I'm not on time for this. There it is. All right.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I loved every minute of it. It's incredibly erotic, like at very many scenes, which Matt's movie had as well, apparently. But I mean, we are talking. I don't want to dip too much into the category of what I loved about it yet. But the two main leads, the two female actors.
Don't ruin it.
I'm going to talk about them in a minute. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so
was there any cocaine usage?
Elisa or Marcela. I mean, maybe it's Spain. Early 1900s Spain. But yeah, they were married in June of 1901, which I'm probably going to just like celebrate every year now for like one of the earliest same-sex marriages in the history of civilization.
All right. So, what do you rate it?
Yeah, what's your rating?
Oh, I'm hitting it with a rating.
Yeah.
Man, this is a this is a 4 out of 5, and I'll explain why later. I'll explain the non-5 later. Okay.
All right, then I guess that leaves me at my movie. So, everyone else kind of went with their own thing. I went with mine. I decided to go with a
That's how it
rom-com
works.
because I felt like having a laugh that day. So, my movie is When We First Met. So, it stars Adam Devine of Workaholics fame. Stars Alex Daddario of, was it True Detective?
She was season 1 True Detective. Yep. She gets topless in that.
Season 1 True
Okay.
Detective. Baywatch. What else? The Percy Jackson movies, and so on.
Oh, okay.
Also, it stars Robbie Amell. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. I have a little bit of soft spot for Robbie Amell. You know, he's Robbie Amell is in that new TV show Upload on Hulu. No, on Amazon.
I like that. Yeah, it's on
Yeah,
Amazon.
Upload is actually really, really good.
I like that. Yeah.
And then it's also got.
That
Why am I blanking on her name right now? Shelley Henning as Carrie, and Robbie Amell plays Ethan, and of course, Adam and Alex play Noah and Avery respectively. Anyway, you know it plays off pretty much your standard rom-com. You know, boy meets girl, boy wants to date girl. Girl ends up meeting someone else. So the movie starts with the engagement party of Avery and Ethan, which is Alexandra and Robbie Amell. Their characters are engaged, and Adam Devine is sitting there drinking his ass off because he is pining for his character, pining for Avery, and somewhere in his mind, he realized he screwed up the first night they met, which was at a Halloween party. He was wearing a Garth costume from Wayne's World, and she was wearing one of the characters from A League of Their Own. She was wearing one of their uniforms. So anyway, he ends up getting driven home by Shelley Henning, who plays Carrie. The roommate and best friend of Avery. Goes to get driven home, but is instead driven to his place of employment, where it's a piano bar, and he meets up with his friend Max, who's the vice president at a business. And anyway, so they're sitting there drinking some more. He goes into a photo booth, puts a coin in, and sits there, and what it essentially does is it creates kind of like a groundhog effect. So he gets to sit there and relive the night he meets Avery, tries to do something different, and then the next day he wakes up 3 years later to sit there and see how the world has changed in those 3 years. So he's sitting there trying to play catch up. He does this a couple different times. Not to go too deep into spoilers, he does this a couple different times, each with different varying effects. But the main thing that kind of happens is Avery and Ethan are still being drawn together no matter what he does. So it's a lot of shenanigans. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day without fully going totally into Groundhog, into Groundhog mode.
Was it similar?
Basically,
to
it's
that movie?
Go ahead.
Was it similar?
Similar to what movie?
You said go ahead and you talk.
Killing it.
I know. I'm just crushing it right now.
That movie on Hulu with Andy Samberg.
Oh yeah.
Not quite. This is a little more voluntary. Okay. So basically, he has to go back to this photo booth to go back to that night 3 years before.
He keeps retrying.
Okay. He keeps going back of his own accord versus being forced into it.
So it's like not only love but lost love.
Almost. If anything, it causes him to evolve as a character, and you know that's the one thing I do like is that his character is fully fleshed out. It brings a lot. It brings a lot to the table, and actually, Ethan's character or Robbie Amell's character actually brings a lot to the table as well. Shelley Henning, her character is okay. You know, I mean, it shows different aspects of them in different situations. Same thing with Avery, different aspects of situations, but their characters don't really evolve. Whereas it feels like Robbie Amell's and Adam Devine's character really evolve. So overall, it's a solid rom-com. It's not the best rom-com, but it's not the worst. And I mean, if you're a big fan of Adam Devine in general, he does carry this movie very well, and Robbie Amell also does a pretty good job of carrying his parts very well. Nothing against our lovely leading ladies, but I feel they just didn't carry it as well as they could. But I'll save that for later.
Okay, Alexandra Daddario is amazing, so stop.
Anyway,
Full stop. Full
so
stop.
so
What's your
John
rating,
Whitting.
Matt?
Well, my rating is going to be a decent 2.75 to 3 out of 5. I think more like a 3.
Awesome.
I think more like a 3. I mean, the director they picked, Ari Sandel, doesn't really have a lot of credits under his name.
Okay.
He has The Duff, Goosebumps 2, this movie, and a new movie coming out called Monster High. John
Duff.
Whittingham.
Did you guys see Duff?
No,
I have
but
not
did
seen
see
the Duff.
Goosebumps too. My
What?
niece is a huge fan of Goosebumps movies.
Oh.
Yeah, what'd you think of Goosebumps 2?
I thought it was okay.
Yeah. And that's
Well,
kind of my feeling.
yeah.
He seems like an okay director. And
Yeah.
John Whittingham co-wrote this with Adam Devine. He also wrote Lego Batman and the Lego Ninjago movie.
Oh, I like the
Again.
Lego Batman.
Again, there's not a lot of writing. It seems like this is like a small group where not a lot of them had a lot of writing credits and not a lot of experience. So it's like, for what it is, it's an okay movie. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
That's fair.
Respect
So,
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to categories. Let's start again with Matt about what
Let's
you
do it.
liked and what you didn't like about this movie.
Okay.
About your movie.
What was your
White
movie?
girls.
movie.
White girl.
White girl.
White girl.
White girl.
Not white chicks.
What? Not white chicks.
That's
yeah.
what, so one of the things I'll start with what I didn't like. No way. I didn't like that it wasn't directed by the Wayans brothers.
No way.
No, but there were certain scenes that were kind of frustrating. Without spoiling it, there were certain actions that were done kind of without consequence. It just didn't seem like real life. It was like, I don't know, things happened. They just kind of got past it.
Like it
Being
wasn't
very
like
vague, 'cause
realistic
I don't wanna-
situations.
Right? Yeah.
This is
like,
didn't like?
Yeah. I'm starting with didn't like.
Fair.
Yeah, there was a rape scene in it, and
Ooh.
I feel that's why I didn't want to. Oh, yeah, maybe don't throw your horn in there for that spoiler.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
I did not throw my horn in. I
No, I know.
left that
I'm saying,
alone.
yeah.
Okay.
Good call. But there's a rape scene, and it shows kind of the after effects briefly, but then it doesn't go into further detail. It was almost like kind of a cop out, which is kind of weird to say, because rape is extremely,
No, I mean that's fair. Rape is a very
Messed
serious
up.
topic, and it's kind of hard to
yes.
cop out. You can't really cop out on that. You kind of have to approach
Right.
it as it should be.
Yeah. But
So
one thing I did like,
All right. Yeah.
I don't know how you segue from that,
Good.
but
yeah, there's not a good segue. Just go with it.
yeah.
Bring us up from rape.
Yeah. One thing I did like is Sharto Copley was not in it. No,
How dare you? How dare you?
What about Ryan
acting-
Hawk?
Yeah, fair. All right.
He produced it?
Yes. Okay. But I honestly thought the acting was great, which I'm probably gonna say for everything.
Right.
But no, I thought Morgan Saylor. Of course I discussed her before. From Chicago, University of Chicago, and she was really great in her role, and it was basically just based around her. Also, there were there were two kind of well-known actors. Justin
Okay.
Bartha, which we know from Hangover, we know from National Treasure.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in a
Yeah,
bunch of
Bartha-
movies, but he's in there.
Bartha, yep.
He is like the editor.
Hangover. That's right.
he's like the editor of the magazine that the main character Leah, played by Morgan Stiller, like I said, she works at. She's an intern for, and let's just say, so you first meet him, and he's given like he's kind of off screen, and he's given the main character kind of shit like, oh, what are you doing? Like, are you busy? And she goes, no, not really. And he goes, what are you paying me for? Like, just giving her shit. Then he has her come into his office and look at some paintings and whatnot. And then he does a line of cocaine in front of her, and then she does like 2 lines, and then they just go at it and start just,
Love.
taking off clothes and stuff.
Real love.
Yeah. Classic,
Real true love.
Classic
26
Hollywood love.
I mean, 2016, I thought that was a little extreme, but, but yeah, either way, he's great, playing the kind of douchey guy, like, business guy, and then also Anthony Ramos is in it. So he is, I feel like he's one of those faces you recognize.
Yeah.
He was in Hamilton.
Ooh,
of course. I don't know if you guys heard of that. Kind of small.
Nope.
Kind of small time.
And then also, Adrian Martinez is in it. Now, you don't know his name, but if you've ever seen a State Farm commercial with, that quarterback from that other team, he's the discount double check guy.
Okay.
He's a discount double check guy, and he plays like a drug dealer, and he's good. The acting overall is really good. Chris Noth, like I mentioned before, Mr.
Oh,
Big.
yeah. There he is. Yep.
He's in there. So I found out Morgan Saylor was on Homeland. I never watched that because I think it's on Showtime, right? And I never had Showtime, but apparently she's been nominated. So good on her. But yeah, so good thing acting. So so we'll go to Brian again.
Yep, let's go back to Brian.
Is that me?
Brian's turn.
You're Brian.
So what am I doing? Oh, wait.
One thing you liked, one thing you didn't like.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to do didn't first?
You don't have to do didn't
no, it's
first.
whatever you want.
Say what you like.
Let's do what I did like first.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did like about Elsa y Marcela is Natalia de Molina and Greta Fernandez.
Okay.
So these were the 2 leads.
I'm sorry, with your pronunciation of that, you can tell you're Irish.
Good. So Natalia de Molina played Elisa and Mario, obviously. And Greta Fernandez played Marcela. I mean, okay, so, man, how do I put this delicately? So I didn't find either of them like incredibly attractive or Hollywood attractive, if you want to call it.
Okay.
But holy shit, were they sexy. The 2 of them just... This is my favorite part of this movie. And this is my favorite part of all of these kind of movies. Call Me By Your Name. Like, just... So, taboo love. You know what I mean? Taboo romance, taboo love. And that's the best part of this movie. I mean, let's face it. Well, and the fact that it's based on a true story makes it just go over the top. But, so obviously, like most of these fucking movies, they meet and they develop a relationship, and immediately, if it were a man and a woman, they'd be physically expressing their feelings right away. But they can't. They cannot do that. They cannot do that in the street. They cannot do that in our house. The real life Marcela was literally sent to like a fucking boarding school in Madrid to like get them away from each other. And so she comes back. So the best part of a taboo love is the moment. Like the moment when they do, right?
Yeah.
Because this movie just builds tension. And, we used to talk about what did we like it in the first 15 minutes? The first 15 minutes in the movie is just building this incredible sexual tension. And it pays off, and it's amazing. Like, it's it's everything you wanted and more than it could be, which technically coincides with my least favorite thing about this movie is at sometimes it gets borderline pornographic, I guess, if I want to call it that.
And you didn't like that.
Well, I loved that, first of all.
But for all the parents that are
as a review of podcasts, right? If you're 10 years old and you're listening to this,
I don't think you would be.
You shouldn't.
Yeah, you definitely should not be listening.
Actually, you should, honestly.
No, after the last episode, all the
10 years old? Come on. 10 years old, you're ready. Let's start talking about this. But
you sure about that?
You're talking about love. You're talking about love. You're not talking about fucking, fucking. But
what is
like like there's a deeper meaning to this, especially I said, based on a true story. But just these two actresses, and this movie was nominated for a ton of awards, and obviously the director is just critically acclaimed and stuff, and obviously in the part of the world that Americans don't think exist, but they just did a tremendous job. And like I said, and it's so funny because there's prosthetics involved without spoiling too much. Unlike these two women, in real life, they're gorgeous, like Spanish actors.
Yeah.
But in the movie, there's prosthetics involved, but they're like I said, they're not like beautiful in the sense of Hollywood, but fuck, they're sexy. And I think it's just their relationship to each other. It's just so fucking, electric that it's sexy, and yeah, that was my favorite part of this movie was Natalia de Molina and Gerda Fernandez. The commitment, and they were awesome. And there's a lot of nudity, so if you want to just do that, now that Gaspar Noé's Love is not on Netflix anymore, and you just want to see a ton of fucking nudity.
Elisa, a story about
Elisa and Marcela.
One of my coworkers, they told him to watch. I was like, "Oh yeah, I just saw this Climax movie by Gaspar Noé. It's pretty good, and he's got a movie on Netflix." And he actually looked it up and he started watching it, and he got nervous because his wife was coming home, so he's like, "What kind of stuff is?"
Awesome.
I mean, if you've seen the movie, you know what we're talking about. But
it'll be back on Netflix soon.
Yeah, they'll put it back on
because we're influencers and we're gonna get it back.
That's right. we're gonna bring love back.
We got such a. All right, so
the minute Love comes back, we're all gonna watch it and do a review.
Oh, it's just gonna be
Oh god,
that's gonna be the entire.
It's gonna be
show.
a Love episode.
Yeah. It's like this is the real Love episode.
Why isn't Climax on streaming yet? By the way,
great question.
That was a long. That was like
love that movie.
Wait, what was that? Was that 2019?
I think so.
Because clearly it hasn't climaxed yet.
I took a date to that movie, and everybody's like,
"Oh, great date movie!
Why?
Great date movie!
Like, why did you do that?" But
great date movie when you don't want to actually date someone.
Which, I mean, I guess maybe that was it. Just to drink the sangria.
Oh boy!
All right, so Pat.
Yeah. So I guess it's my turn.
It's your turn.
So with my movie, you know what? Honestly, the thing I really liked about it the most was, it's charming. It's a very charming movie. You'd think you wouldn't like it, especially because it's kind of retreading some, standard rom-com fare, and it's kind of messing with its own version of time travel and kind of doing its own weird take on Groundhog Day. But it's charming, and Adam Devine definitely carries the movie, and I think that's what adds to its charm, because you know what? Of the three guys of the Workaholics, I definitely think he was always kind of the main guy on Workaholics, and in this, he's definitely very much the main guy here. And I think this, had it been in any other hands, I don't think this movie would have worked. I really don't think so. And like I said, Robbie Amell was definitely a solid. Like I said, I like him naturally because you know what, he's a really solid actor. I have nothing bad to say about Robbie Amell. I have nothing bad to say about any of the actors in here. Even the guy who plays Max, who's Adam Devine's character's best friend. Who is he played by? He is played by King Bach. I guess he's a big YouTuber in Canada or whatever. But or TikTok. No, Vine. Vine. That was it. You guys remember Vine?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
Apparently
Vine.
he. Yeah. I guess he was really big on Vine back when that still existed. But like I said, for the most part, it's a charming movie. I mean, my girlfriend didn't like it. She definitely didn't love it at all. But for the most part, it's just if you're looking for a simple, nice rom-com, this is it. This is definitely it. But in terms of what I didn't like,
sorry, go ahead.
what were you gonna say? No, go ahead.
Do you feel this is a rom-com geared towards like guys?
I feel like it's a rom-com geared towards almost geared towards millennials. Almost.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of millennial aspects to it that I think if you introduce to an older generation, they wouldn't understand, or they wouldn't understand how it behaves, I guess.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of data references that only like millennials would really understand.
I gotcha.
And then there's just
Is this your
other
good thing or your bad
aspects.
thing?
Oh,
No, actually, it's still under my good thing. We're still under my good thing. It's it's
Okay.
a bunch of references that only millennials would understand, like Frosted Tips, Garth from Wayne's World, A League of Their Own. There's a few in there. Like, some of the older people might get it, some of the young kids might get it, but it'd be very few and far between. This is very much a millennial movie. That being said, what I didn't like about it, like I said, for whatever reason, it felt like they definitely didn't give their actresses enough to work with.
Classic Hollywood.
Okay.
Yeah, very very much classic Hollywood. Like,
Yeah.
Adam knew what he was writing for himself, but he didn't really write for the other characters as much. Like, he wrote for the guy characters fine, but the female characters he definitely did not like. He dropped
Flesh
the ball there.
them
So
out.
he didn't really flesh them out. Like, there wasn't really a ton of character growth.
Did
for
he
them,
write
except
this? Who wrote this?
He did co-write this with John Whittingham.
Interesting. Okay.
Some of us listen.
Well, I was getting a beer, so shut up.
Rude. But anyway, yeah, no, like I said, it was just like, yeah, it was. It definitely felt like it was lacking on the female actress side, but it's not. It's not. It's not the actress's fault. I think it's more of bad writing and then maybe bad directorship instead of him
Adam
being able
Levine.
to. No, Adam didn't direct it. It was
You said writing.
Ari Sandel. Ari Sandel just dropped the fucking ball on this. So, honestly,
Did Ari
So
Sandel
it's just-
go to Brother Rice?
no, I think he's some guy from New York, but
Brother Rice is
No,
the
other-
Ryan Hawk of this episode.
but yeah, overall, like I said, I didn't really have very many complaints, but the complaints I do have are pretty noticeable and pretty spot on for what I think the movie where the movie could have gone and how it could have behaved versus how it turned out. So
Did you do like?
yeah, I
He
liked
did.
it. I liked
Oh,
it.
okay.
He did what he liked and what he disliked. Did they
Always seems
use,
to tip one direction.
This is weird. I mean, this might be a weird question, but did they use the song "The Night We Met"?
Oh, right.
No, no, they did not.
From 13 Reasons Why.
No, but they definitely.
I like
fucking
it.
love
I will-
that song.
Lord Huron.
Lord Huron,
shout out
baby.
Lord Huron. I love.
Shout
Good
out,
band.
Lord Huron.
Good band.
I will.
Super depressing song.
Still great though. Well,
I listen
it's
to it
depressing
every
because
night.
we correlated to 13 Reasons Why. That's why it's so fucking
I never
depressing.
Yeah.
watched that show.
Oh,
I
you
was told
didn't?
Not to. I was told not to.
Oh,
Yeah, it's 13 Reasons Why is
yeah.
pretty rough.
Interesting.
Um,
So
First of
you
all-
just knew that song without that? I had no idea what the song was.
No, I
without that.
did. Well, it was a joke at work because we would always play it. And
Oh,
me
Joe,
and one
because
of
of
my-
13 Reasons Why?
No, me and one of my coworkers, Andrew. We
Oh,
both
shout
lived
out
in
Andrew.
Shitty
Shout out
apartments.
Andrew.
And he would always be like, "Play this song because this could be on like we should make a playlist of like super depressing songs you listen to in your studio on a Thursday night." so then I'll play it at work every once in a while, and I'll be like, "Take me back to."
But anyway, to kind of
It's a love
finish
song.
up. To kind of finish up. So, Matt, who would you recommend your movie to?
Well, Pat, that's interesting. I would recommend my movie to fans of.
Cocaine usage.
I was gonna say fans
Fair.
of cocaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
If
Yeah, so
you get-
Trump.
If you get off on,
I'm
God.
sorry. I am so sorry for that. I meant Trump Jr.
If you get, but if you're like into watching other people do cocaine, if that's your kink, this is the movie for you.
So if you're the sober Murray brother,
Or if you want to, relive the old times. But yeah, so besides, people that are fans of cocaine, I put for some reason, like I haven't watched, I don't have as much of as broad catalog as Brian does with movies he's watched. But I would say the one this most kind of reminded me of was Requiem for a Dream, but not as depressing.
Interesting.
And Jared Leto's not in it, so take that.
It's a win. It's a win.
Okay.
But yeah, so it kind of reminded me of that. The crazy thing is, though, I didn't mention this earlier, is this was the debut movie for Elizabeth Wood, and she wrote the movie and directed it. And she started writing it when she was a sophomore in college at Columbia University.
Oh,
Chicago,
Which is funny because I started writing a screenplay my sophomore year at Columbia College, Chicago. Not the same.
all right.
What
Columbia
year was she there?
University-
What year was she
Moving
there?
on.
Columbia University is a little more respected. Columbia
right,
College is kind of like a Harmon College, like, or what was the
South Harmon
South
Institute of
Harmon,
Technology.
yeah. Wow, we're just
shit.
disrespecting
I'm
Shit,
schools
so
right now.
bro.
sorry.
What's happening?
We're dissing
What?
Brother Rice and we're dissing Columbia College.
We are. Wow, we're brutal on schools today. Sorry, teachers. We love you.
But teachers are important.
Teachers are very
Oh,
important.
most
Doesn't
of
mean the
them.
schools don't suck, but most teachers are important.
So this movie
Anyway,
is kind
Teachers'
of
lives
gritty.
matter.
Back. Oh,
I'm going to
God.
delete that out.
Yeah, edit that one. But
No, I'll leave it in. Let's see how many people
But
was pissed off with this one.
things that somebody did bring up that Harmony Korine or whatever. All you have to do is look him up when he's on Letterman on YouTube because it's hilarious. Because Letterman just takes him to task like he does, But a few
Gotta
people
love
have compared
Letterman.
it to his movie Kids, which is
Yes.
super gritty.
Kids.
New
Hell
York,
yeah.
New York
Ooh.
youth.
Kids
There was
is
also a
fucking
movie that I couldn't think of that
staple.
it roughly reminded me of was it was like Channing Tatum and Shia LaBeouf were in it, and it also took place in New York City. Believe it or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of it right now. I'll look it up and I'll bring it up later. But so basically, if you're a fan of indie movies that take place in New York City, which I don't know if there's that many out there. Of course, I'm kidding. 'Cause every
outside
freaking movie is filmed in New York City, and you need to stop.
outside of every fucking podcast I listen to
Start filming in
that worships
fucking
New York City.
Delaware or Montana or like
Where the fucking
All right.
Minnesota movies?
Idaho.
Okay. Fargo. I don't
Well,
know why
you know,
Spanish.
Minnesota,
Fargo.
like
So, North
you're used to
Dakota.
your movie.
We need to get some more.
No,
Minnesota
Say
in here.
Marcela.
No, I think the Coen brothers have Minnesota covered pretty well.
Coen Brothers
But-
did the best job in the Midwest I've ever fucking seen. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, who else?
Anyway.
I don't even know. I don't know.
Anyway, Brian. or
John
Matt,
Hughes.
you
Either way,
good?
John Hughes.
I guess what I'm
John
saying
Hughes,
is
number one, right? John Hughes,
I'm
number one.
recommending-
Coen, two. Okay.
I'm recommending that people stop filming in New York City because there are more cities out there. Get your shit
Oh,
together,
Jesus.
Hollywood. We don't need to
Okay.
see gritty New York City. Just a bunch of guys in blue suits with brown shoes. Nobody cares. All right, I'm off
Okay.
my soapbox.
All right, Brian. Who do you recommend it to?
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking recommend this movie to everybody. Let's face it.
Okay.
Let's face it.
Cop out.
If you are LGBTQ community, this is like, historical reference. Like this is, one of the earliest known records of same-sex marriage
Right.
by two women who had to lie. And and I'm telling you, watch this movie because I haven't even summed up half of what happens. Pregnancy? What? Okay. But, just incredible what they had to do. Historical reference, like I said. I'm also gonna chip from the rough and just say I'm gonna recommend this movie to just dudes who want to watch two hot chicks get it on. Because
That's very 2007 of you.
I'm just gonna get this movie plugs. That's basically my goal at this point.
Are you like
And
into girls just doing it?
right. Are you
It's
into
like this movie's for you, man.
Hey, you ever want to see two hot Spanish chicks get it on? Watch this movie, because they do like a lot, and like right at that peak moment, like I said, the tension builds, the taboo tension builds, which I like to call it. And it's just incredible when they do. And when they do, they don't stop. And I'm telling you, the two of them are just walking around topless for like 20 to 30 straight minutes. So, the Proud Boys can't watch this because they're not allowed to jack off. But every other red-blooded male, check it out. Shout out.
All right.
That's my rec.
Fair enough. All right. So then,
speaking of Proud
so then
Boys,
I guess
now
anyway, if you're not a proud boy, you must be a proud woman.
Heyo.
no, if you're not a Proud Boy,
Correct.
you're actually doing it right.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it should be.
Why
Hey,
did
remember
Brian
when-
have to go there?
Remember when Donald said to stand up and stand back? How about you get back in
Stand
front
by.
and sit down?
Yes.
Stand by and stand
Sit
back.
down
How
in
about
front.
How about you sit down in front? We'll beat you a
Let's
little bit.
watch our fucking movie with our two Spanish women just going at it.
Anyway, so for my movie,
we're gonna edit that out.
Anyway, for my recommendation,
Come on.
you know what? This is another one I
Who's
kind of
watching
recommended. You know what? I'd recommend it for people that are really big Adam Devine fans, because if you're a really big Adam Devine fan, you will love this movie 100%. And if you're a big fan of Alex Daddario, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I said, she doesn't. In terms of what she brings to the table for this movie, not much, but you know what? It's still fun to watch. It's still good fun to watch. And you know what? They're definitely having fun. That much I can tell you. They're all definitely having fun with this movie. There's definitely camaraderie going on. It definitely creates a chemistry. But for the most part, at the end of the day, it's a standard rom-com. It's nothing crazy. It's not something to sit there and be like, oh my god, greatest movie ever. But it's a solid rom-com. It's like
Is
when
it
Ryan
Is it Netflix and chill worthy?
I'd say so. Actually, I would say it's Netflix and chill worthy.
Okay.
I would happily
It's a
say
new
that. Yeah.
movie.
I'm just proud of us, on the theme of love, referencing 3 very fuckable movies.
We all
Sorry,
found
Mom.
love in a hopeless place.
Oh, wow. Very nicely
Found
done.
love in a hopeless place.
I feel like that.
No.
wasn't- I'm going to edit that.
No, Rihanna does it better.
In,
all
in
know.
general.
We all know love doesn't exist. It's just a social construct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
One of us is single.
One of these things is not like the other.
All right. I think
Fun, boys. Fun.
I think it was fun.
Well, that was good. So
that was a good one.
Is anyone going? I'm probably going to watch Brian's movie
Oh, God, my God. Watch
I mean,
it.
I'm definitely-
Oh, my God.
just
watch
because
it.
I want
love
to
it.
just get off on 2 Spanish women.
Ugh.
That's all I care about.
They're, oh, God, they're so sexy.
No, I mean, I'm gonna
Also
watch.
history.
I'm realistic. I'm gonna watch both. I'm gonna watch both because, quite frankly, I like to. I do like to see your guys' recommendations. I also have a really long list of movies I'm probably never going to watch, so I might as well sit there and watch the ones I'm being recommended right now versus the ones that I've been recommended previously.
Yeah, I actually might watch yours too, Pat. So
Okay.
The Night We Met's fun. The Night We Met is
double
fun.
review.
It's fun.
Although
I've seen it.
disappointed-
Spoiler alert, I've seen it. But it's fun.
Disappointed
Yeah.
that they didn't use that song, but
I know. Bummer.
And now I'm gonna
But
go
you know
listen
what?
to that
I
song
mean-
on
But don't worry,
repeat for like-
Netflix abused the shit out of that song on their own. So
Well, I didn't watch that show, so I'm
watch 13 Reasons Why. What's wrong with you? Just watch it.
Watch it.
I
It's
don't think I want to.
Okay.
just watch the first season. Just watch the first season. The other seasons, I don't think are really worth it. But the first season,
I think I actually only watched one. Honestly, yeah.
yeah,
I'd rather not.
Okay, that's fine. Don't.
fair. All right,
But I've
All right.
heard good things.
all right.
All right, so I'm gonna watch both your movies.
Yeah,
We're gonna
and
tell
then
that.
I think our next
I guess
theme.
I'll watch White Girls. I don't know. I probably won't.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
cocaine. So you
I'll
like
think about
cocaine and white women. So
I gotta tag. We definitely gotta. We definitely gotta keep tagging Netflix on a lot of the social media because we're gonna stick with Netflix
Yeah.
like early as like our main hub because everybody fucking has it. So why not go with that? But
and then when they don't give
Yeah,
us money,
but we'll-
we're going to Hulu.
We're still gonna sit there and explore the other
I mean,
ones
who
too.
knows? Yeah, who knows?
Hulu, I mean,
We
I feel
will,
like
we
Hulu
will.
would be the second. Like,
Hulu's gonna be
Netflix, Hulu.
yes.
Hulu's
Hulu's
gonna be number
second
2.
soon. Yeah,
And then I think after that we'll hit Prime, and then
Prime.
we'll debate.
Yeah, probably Prime. Yeah.
Honestly, I think we should include HBO Max in the mix just because.
Oof, okay.
Well,
So, but we'll get to it.
Some
But
of us-
honestly,
Oh,
to give you a little bit.
You know, what would be a fun episode.
free preview.
What?
I guess we could talk about this off the air, but each of us having like our own stream. Like I do a Shutter, and you guys do
Ooh.
like a yeah.
And I'll
That'd
do
be interesting.
You guys do
Paddle,
something that is
Paddle
a Shutter.
do like RedTube or Pornhub or something like that,
Woof.
and then I'll do
Fantastic.
YouTube.
YouTube, yeah, YouTube TV. You got it. Oh boy, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Future eps. Future
I
eps.
think, I think I think our next episode is going to be
Halloween.
Halloween
Oh, Halloween.
horror theme. So so definitely get your.
I already have mine. Do you guys have yours?
No,
I think so.
I 100% already have mine. Like I would have
mean-
done it for this episode, but we changed the theme kind of late.
Yeah.
I was going to
It's
do
my-
Norsemen for this episode, but
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
I
SA.
don't know. Shout out Norsemen.
Spoiler alert, bro.
Well,
No,
you
but-
just spoiled it. Damn it.
I didn't tell you what I was doing. You said the name of your.
Well, no, I'm not. That's not. I'm not reviewing that for the next episode. I'm reviewing it maybe in the future. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm just.
cool.
I want to shout it out.
Yeah, everyone look out for
Okay.
Norsemen.
Okay. All right. So we hope you like this episode.
Mhm.
We'll see you next time.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Oh yeah.
Go vote.
Yep.
And
mask up. Yeah, mask up. Go vote.
and make sure you listen. Get ready for the next episode because that'll come towards the later end of the month. So
Yes.
be ready. But this episode should be out soon. All right. Have a good night, guys.